Louisiana Beer Reviews, looking at Brickway Brewing's Session Series India Pale Ale, 5.5% alcohol, international bitterness units unknown at this time. If you look on their website, it's just one page saying we're doing all kind of experimental things, and that's it. I mean, there's really no information. It's after 8:30 a.m. I was just slept later than usual, being out in New Orleans, and I wanted to check all the scores. I forgot to check the college baseball scores and read some stories there, so I have to work on that. Got to put these the Superman and Batman Batman detective comics up. Those are continued stories, so I can't read them yet. This was given to me yesterday by John Sharon at Zone 1 Beer Reviews. He made a visit to Louisiana, and so he gave me this. Ryan up there in Nebraska also gave me some Brickway beers, so all of a sudden I'm getting this flood of Brickway beers. They're saying it starts predictably enough, like I guess a lager, and then big juicy Centennial hops threaten to steal the show. And as I was drinking on and thinking on the Gusto Schlitz, I found that their hops did steal the show, and not in a positive way. That's why I started saying I'm turning it's all relative how you look at it, but I was kind of turning against Schlitz Gusto and becoming more favorable towards the malt liquor, Schlitz malt liquor, OML. Lush aromatics, okay, and a crisp finish make this copper-colored brew one you'll want to chill out with and enjoy again and again. Can't enjoy it again and again because this is a one-time thing for me, more than likely. They fill their cans so high that if you... Holy smackerel. If you open it up, it's guaranteed to spill. So here we go. I got to clean up a mess. And one of the cans John gave me, the Heffa, which also Ryan gave me, his was all bent up. He's like, I don't know how it got bent up, but and I don't think shaking it 5 days ago would make it do this. I think it's just kind of alive. You might say, yeah, infected. I don't believe that. But I mean, it is kind of unusually lively. I mean, that is a thick bone-colored head and a kind of mostly clear, the bubbles are extremely fierce golden. That wasn't a really coherent description. It's mostly clear and the bubbles are fierce. So the head is becoming spongy. Alright, so you'll notice with those big Foster's cans, they're gonna spill. They fill it 25.4 ounces is to the very brim. I mean the absolute top. So just the tab going down is making it come out. So those, you better be by the sink. They're gonna go everywhere. Yeah, this isn't too bad. It's oh, and thank you, John, sharing it. Zone 1. It's how do you describe this? It's like bright. I sometimes say beers are either bright or downbeat, like upbeat or downbeat. This one is upbeat. It is a little sour though, and maybe there's a little duck sauce in it. You know, I had that problem with that distilled beer. It was sour, and then they sent me a replacement and it wasn't infected. So this one's starting to make me concerned. Alright, so the smell is a little, and I had that problem with the Bourbon County barley wine. It had that duck sauce, and when I get that, I'm thinking, uh-oh, hey. So, it's not a bad smell. It's just an odd smell that doesn't seem like it should be there. Okay. This is not going to sound good. The initial flavor I'm getting is charcoal. You see this head? This is not Something is wrong. This is like chocolate mousse. Spilling, little drops of spilling. That was the initial flavor, charcoal filtration, charcoal. But I like the flavor of this had been poured through charcoal. That cannot be correct. So charcoal, some background grains, and some noticeable hop bitterness. I don't know what the IBUs are, but they're probably around 40, 35 to 40. You might say, well, he drove all the way down from Indiana, and it was hot. Well, it really wasn't that hot. It was like in the 70s at the most, so that can't be an argument. And I had brought beer back from New York City, Connecticut, Minnesota in a hot trunk in the burning summer, okay? And I know that trunk was hot. And I brought beer back that was cold, and then it got hot, and then it got cold again, and there was nothing wrong with it. Okay, nothing. So that can't be the case. Okay, that is not the case. Heat is not the case that they gave me. And I've had ales and lagers come back, and they were just perfectly fine. I had Dogfish Head 90, Dogfish Head 60, and I know it was in a hot trunk coming all the way back from Catonsville, Maryland. It was nothing wrong with it. Tasted fine. This one, it tastes bitter, but I mean, yeah, we've been on that merry-go-round before. I think we're all, people in the craft beer world, we're all well accustomed to bitter, okay? So that's not any kind of great new discovery. Tastes like grains, like, you know, barley. That is no great new discovery. But that initial charcoal thing, and the way this is doing, to me these are not, I mean, you will get lagers and ales that will have these frothy heads. They will do this. But on the other hand, you'll notice most lagers are not going to develop this. And it's got that duck sauce, soy sauce. Some soy, sweet and sour. If this company was shooting for charcoal, sweet and sour sauce, duck sauce, a little soy, like it's like a bitter bitterness. I say this a lot. A bitter bitterness, not piney, not floral, not, you know, like these things we'll use to describe even a metallic bitterness from hops. It's just like a straightforward and pretty intense bitterness. So now I'm thinking that IBUs are into the 50s. It's starting to really set in. Excuse me. That I like. I like the kind of intense bitterness. Although it's not the most pleasant type bitterness, but it is intense. It's also not the worst type either. It's not insipid, but mouthfeel is medium, low medium. There's definite metal flavor in here, metallic. Now, the general consensus today is that cans do not impart a metal flavor, a metallic flavor to beer, but yet, why do I oftentimes pick up metal when I'm drinking canned beers? Although, then I feel gun shy to mention it. People will say, "You idiot, you know, it ain't in there, it's all lined. You don't know what you're talking about." So I'll like not mention it. I'm telling you right now, I won't mention it, but I mean, I do prefer bottled beer because I don't really ever get metallic out of bottled beer, and I really honestly do get metal out of cans. So that's sort of like I'm sort of like talking about an unmentionable topic these days, but I do get that. The finish is crisp, but I don't know, this thing is like, talking about a sloppy product. It is kind of like sloppy. It's like, everything is just like jangly and sloppy and charcoal and the sweet and sour. I don't know. I think something's wrong with this product. It's something not right. I mean, it's not dull or bad or like you can't drink it on drink with nothing like that. Boy, it's fierce. And there is sediment galore roiling around here. I mean, pretty fair-sized chunks. So this is about the oddest thing. It's not like the Mars Brow, that land beer I had that tasted like cream cheese and rust. But it's not... You know, I was talking about the Schlitz, and I said, you know, it was inappropriate in a lot of ways, IPL. I thought it was like an IPL, but I'd rather have the Schlitz than this sloppiness. I give it a C. It's okay. I wouldn't recommend it, and I certainly wouldn't ever want to have it again. It's okay. It's not bad. Bad would be a D, but it's not too good. But thank you, John. I mean, you can't answer. It's not your product. You don't answer for it. But I don't know. I mean, half the thing is foam. And you could say you pour aggressive. I pour aggressive all the time, and I don't get this. This is like bubble bath or something. I don't know. And it's not dying away like a bubble bath either. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, G.I. You crazy, G.I. You crazy, G.I. Y'all come on down to New Orleans.